When it comes to diverse learners, what we've continuously said is that we want all students from various backgrounds and ability levels to meet the standard. That's always our goal. We would love if they exceed the standard, but sometimes how we get there has to be differentiated, whether it's for our classroom population or the school population or different regions within our county. And so sometimes the scaffolding that we do to get them to the standard may be different, but our goal is to get them all to meet the standard.
I can see they need this skill before they can hit the standard that they need. So I look at that and I work on them with those foundational skills before they can move on to the standard that they're expected to master.
I have 30 students in my class, and they all have various stages of learning. And so the way I differentiate my learning for them is, again, I use different modes. Again, I start out with like a printed graphic organizers. I keep them engaged through just a simple game of throw the ball and give me something.
I typically start with modeling a whole group so that all students are aware of what the expectations are. And then I group students based on what their needs are. So I have some students that need a lot of verbal redirection. I might have them off on a spot where I can go over and help them. I have some that need prompting and need sentence starters to get started with their writing.
If it's main idea and details, we'll practice on their books at their level. So they may not be reading a second grade text, but we're practicing that same skill at a text that is an independent level for them.
I have some that also that they can kind of take off right away and they need to be challenged to go deeper, so they might have a follow-up question that they're working on together. So I usually start with the same strategy to get across the critical information, and then I group them based upon their needs.
Prior to even this lesson that you came in to see, they were given a graphic organizer for this to help them help scaffold them. I worked with that group at my back table while the rest of the groups were working. So we reread the article together. We looked for important text features. We answered. They gave me the answers, but I was there to guide them and support them. So they actually had a mini text talk themselves back here at my table prior to.
In other cases, I saw that some students were drawing pictures or they were modeling with the manipulative. So I would ask them to explain to me what their picture or what their models represented.
All right, Julian is going to present the way he chose to do his project. I also give them a choice of how to show me their learning throughout. I give them that choice. As a matter of fact, my alternate assessment for this type of lesson was the project on an atmosphere, at the atmosphere. And so they were able to show in their own way their understanding of it. And some did PowerPoints, others did, flip books. I like to give them choices. And for that, I use my handy dandy differentiating instruction that I use different resources to help them learn and get what they need.
And then in other cases, I would just have them explain what their answer was. Okay, so explain to me what the answer is, and then I'd have somebody else. Okay, so tell me what this person just said, to make sure that through multiple means, I could make sure that they were really understanding what was happening. There was actually a case where I saw one student kind of just writing down what another student had, and so I just asked him, explain this to me. And when he couldn't, what I had him do was model it, and then he could model it, and he's like, oh, that makes sense.
There are cases many times that they don't always get the objective. So then I will look back and think, okay, so what can I do differently for this student?
Where they may be playing math games online so that they can have a little fun, but they have to actually apply a skill. Other times I try to find video clips or strange situations or things that I can show them or bring in that will get them hooked so that they realize how things are connected outside of the school building and to really get them engaged.